Local Republican leaders are pushing for schools to ban books related to race and LGBTQ issues. The topic of investigating and banning educational material was thrown into the national spotlight during Virginia's gubernatorial election. Republican Victor Glenn Youngkin campaigned on the idea that parents should be able to choose what their children do and don't learn in school. The conversation led one Virginia county to remove certain books from its curriculum. After the vote, two school board members said they would like to see the banned books burned.
I'd like to make a motion to do a library audit on all the schools from K through 12, and from the elementary, middle, and high school. Create a parent committee to overlook that, along with some admin levels. I mean, it's sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening, and I've got nothing else to say. I think those books, I don't want to even see them. Like, I think they should be thrown in a fire.
I'm sure we've got hundreds of people out there that would like to see those books before we burn them. But just so we can identify within our community that we are eradicating this bad stuff.
For more, let's bring in Virginia Public Radio reporter Michael Pope. Michael, good to talk to you again. You know, before the gubernatorial election, you and I spoke about Governor-elect Youngkin's ability to successfully leverage the issue of education and parental choice. What's happened since the election?
Well, the election, of course, was taken as a referendum on the issue of education, and Glenn Youngkin supporters feel like the wind is at their backs on this issue. And Democrats feel like, frankly, Republicans stole this issue from them. You know, if you think about the way Democrats typically campaign, it's on the issue of education and funding for education and support for teachers. And here comes the Republican Party and totally steals their issue of education and campaigns on it. And so since the election, there was this issue in Spotsylvania County where parents raised concerns about books that they found in their local library there in Spotsylvania County they found objectionable. And the school board voted to yank it from the shelves and launch an audit. And you saw the two school board members talk about burning the books. Since that school board meeting last week, there's been a reaction to that. And just last night, there was a lengthy school board meeting in Spotsylvania County that lasted more than 4 hours, where you had parents and teachers and even students pushing back against burning books. And they actually ended up rescinding that decision on the audit. So that's where things stand now.
Interesting. Well, we also know that critical race theory took center stage in the campaign as well. The political right continues to assert that the concept is being taught. The schools continue to assert it is not. Can you clear that up for us?
I wish I could clear it up. You know, I mean, it's kind of like a Rorschach test. You know, critical race theory in its sort of formal definition is a law school concept. And you learn about it in law school and you apply it to kind of legal theory. So the idea that a law school concept is being taught at your local elementary school is just not workable. It's not being taught in your local elementary school. The concern that parents have is that teacher training has gone so far in the direction of anti-racism that they feel like a lot of white parents feel like their white children are being targeted as oppressors. And they call that critical race theory, even though it's not necessarily the formal definition. So, I mean, whether or not it's being actually taught in schools, as it turns out in the campaign, was not particularly important. The more important thing was the perception in the minds of voters. And so I think, you know, when the Youngkin administration takes over the executive mansion in Richmond in January, the new administration will certainly be looking at teacher training and the kind of curriculum that's in schools across Virginia. I think we'll definitely see that happen early next year.
Well, Loudoun County made national headlines with extremely heated school board meetings. What specifically provoked the outrage?
Well, you know, Loudoun County has a lot of schools that have a student population that is every year it's getting more and more diverse. So the school administration in Loudoun had an interest in making sure they had teacher training so that the teachers knew how to deal with their student base that was increasingly diverse. This was all happening in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. And so you had a lot of teacher training and sort of a new way of looking at the curriculum that a lot of parents found objectionable. And they got together on Facebook and in real life and showed up at the school board meetings and started talking about critical race theory. So, I mean, it was kind of a confluence of events that all started in Loudoun County. And as we're seeing now, it's spreading to places like Spotsylvania.
All right, Michael Pope with Virginia Public Radio. Michael, good to talk to you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.